We're going to talk about carbohydrates today. What are carbohydrates? What do y'all call carbohydrates?
Carbs.
Carbs. And where do you get carbs?
Spaghetti.
Bread,
Grains.
grain.
Good stuff.
Where else?
Sugar.
What about ice cream,
Yes.
cake, Oreo cookies,
French fries.
Everything we should.
French fries, Little Debbie cakes? What else? Potatoes,
Moon pie. That's for sure.
moon pies,
Pizza.
pizza.
Cheese. Cheese milk.
Cheese has some, yeah.
Mayonnaise has like 2.
Mayonnaise has a
My
little
mom's
bit. Mayonnaise
really
is a
bad.
lot of protein
Everything.
and a lot of fat. What it has? Fruit has a bunch of carbs in it, doesn't it? How do you know? What do all those things have in common? They give you energy, and what do they all have as for a taste? They're kind of sweet, aren't they? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So, carbohydrates are our energy source. You find them in nature in all kinds of grains, and as well as fruits, and certain vegetables are high in carbohydrates as well. Things like potatoes have starch. Things like sugar beets have loads of sugar in them. That's why they call it sugar beets. Who likes beets? You're the only one who likes beets in here? I like you. I like beets. Not many people eat beets. I do. Okay. Where do they come from? How do you get carbohydrates? They come from plants exclusively. You cannot make sugar yourself. Animals cannot make sugar. Okay? We consume sugar. We burn sugar. Sugars come from plants via photosynthesis. Plants take carbon dioxide, combine it with water, and make sugar molecules and oxygen. Okay? You have to have what in order to be able to do this? Chlorophyll, right? It's the only way that you can do it. Some bacteria, I guess, have a little bit of chlorophyll in them that can do this too. What do we do? What do we do with the sugar in our body?
Burn it.
We burn it. We do the opposite reaction, right? We combine oxygen with carbon with glucose, and we make CO2 and water. Those are the products of combustion reaction, aren't they? And they release lots of energy. Okay? And that's why that picture of there is kind of cool, except they need to have cows on there instead of horses. It's the whole circle of life thing, right? The grass makes sugar, the cows eat the sugar, we eat the cows, then what happens? How do you complete the circle? We die, and then the grass uses us as nutrients, right?
Yes.
That's the circle of life, right? Who likes Lion King? Lion King's awesome.
I love Lion King.
Yeah, circle of life. Sorry, I took your seat. You're late, so I took your seat. So, if you had cows on there, that would be the circle of life, right? But the energy to do this all comes from the sun, ultimately, right? In order to make this reaction go to the right, you have to have energy from the sun. Okay, and we can't do that. And all plants make sugar. Some make it in forms that we consider to be sweet, like sugar cane or beets. When you taste it, or apples, or oranges, or pears, all kinds of fruits taste sweet, right? Because they concentrate the sugar in that particular fruit, right? They have lots of other sugar in the tree too, but it's concentrated in the fruit. So, when we talk about carbohydrates, the simplest carbohydrates are monosaccharides. They have one sugar molecule in them. Disaccharides contain 2 sugar molecules, and polysaccharides contain lots of sugar molecules. Okay? By far the most common that you guys know about are lots of disaccharides. We're going to talk about them today. But polysaccharides are also common in things like what? Corn has lots of starch in it, right? Anybody ever cut corn off the cob and looked at it? It looks milky looking, right? Almost looks exactly like when you cut a potato, but doesn't it? It's very milky looking. That's because of all the starch in it. Starch is a polysaccharide. Lots of sugars. That's why baked potatoes have so much energy in them. Ooh, I just made myself hungry. I just decided I want to make potato for dinner tonight. I gotta stop at food line, way home. Nothing wrong with that.
I like sweet potato.
Don't be judging. Okay. Monosaccharides. Remember the other day we talked about aldehydes and ketones, right? Monosaccharides are the simplest sugars. They're one carbon chain, and they can either be aldehydes or ketones. Okay? Aldehydes. Well, how do you define an aldehyde? The carbon in the carbonyl carbon has a hydrogen on it. Where's the carbonyl carbon on the molecule on the left? All the way up at the top. What do we mean by carbonyl? Anybody want to define that term, carbonyl? Come on, guys. Come on, Allison. No. What about this other Allison? Anybody? Jesse? No carbonyl? Nobody has carbonyl? Well, look at it. What's in red right there? On the one that says aldehyde. What's in red?
CHM.
The carbonyl group is what? C double bond O. That's carbonyl. That carbon in the aldehyde also has a hydrogen on it. The carbonyl carbon in the ketone does not have a hydrogen on it, right? Everybody sees that? Y'all don't remember that from Monday? Did we talk about that on Monday?
You did?
I know I did,
Process.
but we haven't thought about it since then, right? Y'all make me sad. Okay. Sugar molecules that contain aldehyde are called aldoses, and ones that contain ketones are called ketoses. That's pretty straightforward, huh? Okay. So, you can also define a sugar molecule by how many carbons it has in it. From 1 to 6. Trioses, tetroses, pentoses, and hexoses. Tri means 3, tet means 4, pent means 5, and hex means 6. We've seen these words before, right? Okay. So you can be a ketohexose. Means you're ketone and you have 6 carbons. Or you can be an aldohexose. You're an aldehyde and you have 6 carbons. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So here we have 3 monosaccharides. We have glyceraldehyde, threose, and ribose, and fructose. Let's look at fructose on the right-hand side, all the way over there. It is a ketone, right? Because there is no hydrogen on the carbonyl carbon. Everybody sees that? The carbon in red in fructose, no hydrogen on it. And it is a hexose because there are 6 carbons in fructose. Everybody agree with that? Please count. We should start over here. It's easier to count, right? 1, 2, 3. So it is a triose, and it is an aldehyde, an aldose. So it's an aldotriose. Don't shake your head no. It's yes.
I'm saying too much, too much.
We're just getting started. We're just getting warmed up today. Tell me if each of these are an aldo or keto, and then tell me if it's a tet, pent, or hexose. So work on these real quick, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. The one on the left, A. Aldo or keto? Aldo. Pent or hex?
Hex.
Okay, so it's an aldohexane.
Okay. I know I'm gonna sound stupid.
This carbon right here is the carbonyl carbon, right? C double bond O. It has a hydrogen on it, so it's an aldehyde, so it's aldo. How many carbons do we have here? 6, so it's a hexose. So it's an aldohexose. What about the one on the right? B.
Keto.
It's keto. This is a ketone. And it is also a
Pentose.
pentose, so it's a ketopentose.